Hi, everybody. My name is DEVON LAWRENCE here, known as the president of DevonTV Happy Entertainment, Fashion Bestie Discovery, Amazing Entertainment, cartoonist creator, voice actor, and filmmaker do for stuff for today. And welcome to my 31st streaming on YouTube during social media time. Since it's Wednesday, May 6, 2026, by making this live streaming YouTube video on StreamYard right now. And also, there's going to be some new cartoons for DEVON LAWRENCE Studios and owned by Friendship Bestie Discovery and Amazing Entertainment. I might be able to, working on it and try something new this year and next year, in 2026 and 2027. Okay? So I gotta make sure I better do some new cartoons before it expires because I haven't did any drawings for a very long time since I was busy watching some random YouTube videos and Rumble videos and my own videos on YouTube and Rumble at the same time. Okay? But I must be careful now. It's only 7:43 p.m. I mean, it's only 7. How should I say this? Oh yeah, it's only 7:44 p.m. tonight before devotion starts. And I have to get there in the basement real quick. That's why I'm making this live streaming YouTube video right now. But it's gotta be done now, and I have to get into a bundle of it, which is a new cartoons that I'm gonna be working on for DEVON LAWRENCE Studios and owned by Friendship Bestie Discovery Enemies Entertainment. Okay? Just because I wanted to do some new cartoons real quick that is revealed doesn't mean it shouldn't be unrevealed like that. I don't know what I'm looking at or being so stubborn and ending up getting it into a lot of trouble situation. Okay? So that's why I'm being here and being here to myself like I'm like by speaking into my high-pitched girl woman voice or something. I don't know because I'm planning on a planet. In a planet called Earth every day. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. On the other hand, I think you guys were being awesome. And being awesome too. You know what I mean? If I were you, you guys were being cute. If I was you, you guys are being super cute ever. Okay? So let's get this party started. All right? This is gonna be exciting. Happy Wednesday afternoon night on May 6, 2026 by me, known as DEVON LAWRENCE, on YouTube during social media time. New cartoons has been revealed for DEVON LAWRENCE Studios and owned by Friendship Bestie Discovery Enemies Entertainment. Okay? My backpack? My stuff isn't wet. My gel pens. My trail mix. Everybody loves trail mix, especially peanuts, M&Ms, and some chocolate and raisins. There are big raisins in my Ziploc bag, so I must save it for later. If you guys want this or not, that's fine. playground with you again. Oh, look, it's 7:29 p.m. That's weird, isn't it? But it's not. Also got this for Beth, and this song didn't give it to me. It says IESP. It stands for Annabelle or something. I don't know. Look who I have. Number 1, a bag of popcorn. Number 2, a little bit of Tic Tac as a candy mint. Number 3, a paint coloring. Just have to open gently. Doesn't seem to come out at this point. go long enough. But look what I had. A new lotion. Or is it paint? Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. Look what I had. Feels clean, doesn't it? And it's fresh, too. Let me clean this up for a little bit. Just give me a sec. Smells right, but I'm loving this. Mwah. And last but not least is this. It's a new bracelet or something. Or is it a clip? Like a bracelet clip to put in my backpack. But not right now though. Looks pretty new. I kinda loving this. Have nothing else in my backpack lately. That's all I had. Well, except for 4 water bottles must be putting in. 1 and 2. Normal water bottles. And 3 pens in case I want to try and write for later. And some stickers. Everybody loves stickers in this Teacher Appreciation Day. And also juices. Red and orange. Red and orange makes yellow. What's the difference between those colors? As juices contain sugar. Oops. Sorry guys, that was my phone in order to record some new YouTube video. Let me just get out the rest of my coloring stuff so I can able to draw some new cartoons. Okay? Just to be clear, I have plenty of coloring stuff where, excuse me. I have plenty of coloring stuff where that came from. Okay? Except for the cookies. That must be in the back for a while. Look at this. Look at these. 6 kind of cookies that I just got in for Teacher Appreciation Day. Some random orange soda that I got it for Teacher Appreciation Day. Teddy bear graham crackers for breakfast. And some Pop-Tarts too. S'mores and a banana bread. Again, s'mores and a banana bread. Pop-Tarts. Excuse me, I have some devotion to do, so catch you later. I'll be right back. Hey everybody, I'm back. But where's my hat? I'll be right back. At least I got my hat back. It was under the table, I guess, from the basement. That's why I just got this hat back. Either way, I might be able to get started with the new cartoon, so when it's 9 o'clock, I can just go into the garage and open it until I'm able to get some tissue. Because there's only 2 tissue rolled paper towels left on the downstairs bathroom, so I might as well just have to get there tonight. But I do really want to know is how much does the tissue cost? Let me check it for my wallet. $2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cents. $2.08 as coins, but I don't have any dollar money. Maybe I will try to text mom and dad for some money tomorrow because we really need it for important things and we really need it for ourselves, okay? Wallets gives you money and allowance things like payments and bills and then taxes and a lot of important stuff you can buy. There is so much money, to cause the person who totals to see how much it cost for my wallet as money, okay? $8.48, $8.48, guys. $8.48. Nice touch. Let's get this party started. Maybe I can be able to use this as a reference. Let me just open the Bible that my stepmom told us from Matthew chapter 6 verse 9. Lay your treasure to find in God. Or something like that. From Matthew chapter 6 verse 9, okay? I can just write it down on myself, okay? Lay your treasure to finding God. Let me go ask my twin brother Deshaun about this. I'll be right back. Hi guys! Just want to let you know that Matthew 6 verse 9 is like, lay your treasure in heaven, okay? Instead of lay your treasure to God, lay your treasure in heaven right now, okay? Okay. This is getting interesting. Okay? Either way, which new cartoon should I start first since PopToon has no new shows? No new schools such as preschool cartoons for DevonTV and Happy Entertainment. And other ones too, as our current programming, acquired programming, upcoming programming, rerun edit programming, and then former programming for PopToon. As a preschool network that is similar to Nick Jr., PBS Kids, and Disney Jr., and Universal Kids has been already shut down for last year since Thursday, March 6, 2025. But right now, it's 2026. And it's only 8:34 p.m. tonight. When it's 9 o'clock, I can just buy some tissues. Like a woolen paper towel for the downstairs bathroom. Unless I only have coins, but I don't have enough money in order to buy it. Otherwise, I might be able to save it for something. Okay? For my wallet, for my backpack. If anything happens, well, let me know. If see, I can help you anything. Okay? But in the meantime, I should probably get started because it's getting late. Yep, like I said, I should probably get started because it's late. Okay? And it's only 8:55 p.m. Just give me a sec, guys. I'm on a Gmail right now. And then delete it. There we go. Let's begin with new cartoons on PopToon. Featuring DevonTV Happy Entertainment, Friendship Bestie Discovery, Animus Entertainment. And my home fake 2D animation studio is DEVON LAWRENCE Studios. Let's get started. A list of PopToon's original animated children's television series that is for preschoolers, known as Kids and Family, created by me, known as DEVON LAWRENCE. Okay? Let me just, not emoji. Let me just zoom in faster. Yep, that's PopToon that I created for myself since it's already launched for last year on Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. But it's 2026. Every weekday starting at 8 a.m. in the morning before it closes at 2:30 p.m. Central during the afternoon. 3 shows is currently airing on PopToon is like Webster and the Audition Math House, Goody Sit Sit, and last but not least, Frankie and Molly of Reading Book Wizards. Other PopToon shows that are new and current that is currently unknown, and more preschool cartoons for PopToon coming soon. Okay? So I got out to make this situation better. Then PopToon original shows like preschool cartoons. I love preschool cartoons and learn preschool cartoons for PopToon because I just created tons of preschool ones. That's featuring Glen School Preschool District for PopToon and Stack Plus. Okay? It's 9 o'clock. I had to buy some tissue. Or not, that's fine. I love PopToon as a replacement of Universal Kids. PopToon's the best. That I just did it during last month in September. worry, guys. I cannot be doing this in order to buy a tissue because I'm a bit scared of buying tissue. Plus, I don't have enough money in order to buy a tissue for everybody in case everybody wants to use the bathroom for downstairs in the basement. So I can't be doing this anymore. I can't, though. I just can't. I cannot be the only one who's just buying tissues like this. I might as well just have to buy it during daytime, but not nighttime, though. Because nighttime is getting dark, and then daytime is gonna get light. So I really gotta save it up. Okay? I can't be doing this anymore. I just can't. I just can't right now. I just can't. I'm wasting time here. This live streaming YouTube video might be ending at 10:30 shortly. 10:30. And it's only 9:15 p.m. tonight. And it's already passed by 9 o'clock, but it's now 9:15. What the hell? What the fuck? Oh, biscuits. Whatever. I'm just wasting time here. I'm just wasting time. I'm wasting time. This will never work, guys. This will never work. I cannot be doing this in order to buy a freaking tissue for the downstairs bathroom. Only my twin brother Tisha has to buy it, not me. Let's just do this already and get this over with. I'm not able to see anything.
But what about all the people from Reddit? Do they know? Oh my God. Oh, there I am. All right. All right. Total drama outside. I'm so fast. Okay. Well, are we up and running? But what about all the people from Reddit? Do they know? Oh my God. Oh, there I am. All right. All right. Total drama out. Christmas Day in chat. Feel like movie. I'm so fast. Okay. Well, are we up and running? Are the people from the Reddit over here now too? All right. And how do I get the questions then? Are they? All right, guys. Hey, listen. Sorry about all the technical difficulties. We were all set up to do it on Reddit, and for some reason, it just wouldn't load for us. It just said error, 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 error every time. So we tried, and then Charles, our moderator, it said, why don't you do it off of YouTube? So I was like, all right, let's do that. So we are here. Let's just wait for a few more people to come in, and while we wait for that, let's listen to something. Let's get ready. Let's do this. Hey, man. Waiting for people to show up. Guess I've already won. All right. Look at all the peeps show up. My God. I love you guys. It's been a long time. All right. I love that guitar slide at the end a lot. Hey guys, what's going on? Long time no see. And the last time I did a video, I got a lot of interesting comments. A lot of interesting comments. We'll talk about those. I'm just gonna start by explaining a little bit of where I've been, what's going on. Because believe it or not, I have a life outside of total drama, and just like we all do. And yes, there is drama. It's good time. Well, it's a real mixed bag, a bouquet, as I like to say. But since I haven't seen you guys in a really long time, I figured what we would do is I would just fill you in on what my life has been like. So, when Total Drama announced that, Fresh TV, announced that they'll be doing a different season, still under the Total Drama franchise, because that's really what it is. It's a franchise. The one show that I was on, Total Drama, well, they decided that they'd switch it up for a bit because we were on the air for like 10 years, 12 years, and it just kept going. And so they came up with a new concept for the Total Drama franchise, which is what shows are supposed to do and production companies are supposed to do. But the Redonkulous Race came out and they started casting for it. I didn't audition for any of them because I wasn't asked to. Because I'm Chris McLean and I've got a very distinct voice. And so to put me in another show that is Total Drama, that isn't a character that you associate with my voice, would just be, I don't know, it would just be weird. And you would be jumping from another universe into, another universe. And we'll talk about that with Total Drama Rama. But what happened was, it's like, yeah, it was a new show. And yeah, I kind of hit a little bit of a depression, not gonna lie. It was a real sort of, I don't know. I really don't know how to explain it because for like an entire decade, it's like I was Chris McLean. And when the show ended, well, I was still doing conventions and I was still doing Comic-Con and stuff like that. But I wasn't really voice acting. I wasn't doing anything that was new or current. So I didn't really have much to talk about with you guys, talk about stuff with you guys because there was nothing to talk about. And so I did some conventions, but then I was like, I actually, I had to take a break from that. I had to take a break from a lot of things because I just felt like I was a parody of myself. And I wasn't me. I was mostly doing Chris McLean stuff and hanging out with you guys. And it was our own little world. But then it was kind of over for me a little bit. Like all shows, they end. And I've been on many, many, many shows and live action and cartoons, and they just end. I've been on big commercial campaigns, and they just end. And so it ended. And I stopped doing cartoons. I stopped working because I wanted to reinvent myself because I wasn't Christian Potenza the actor anymore. I was Christian Potenza known with Total Drama. And because I was so well known as that character, well, even casting didn't really see me for
I would be right back.
show.
Gotta get more tissue.
All they heard was Chris McLean, Jude from 16, you know, and I still get that. Like, I still get that a lot. Like, I hear Jude and I hear Chris. It's like, yeah, because it's my natural voice. I went into a little bit of a depression because as an actor, you get paid to look, sound, and think like you. I'm going to say that again because for those of you that made comments to me, very hateful and hurtful comments to me, that hurt me immensely. You're attacking my work as well.
Here I am, guys.
And it hurt. Because that's my voice. That's my legacy. That's my talent. And when you start hacking on that to an artist, it hurts.
Huh? Did it stop the video? Oh, sorry. Having a hard time to pick up my phone.
I stopped. I just stopped. And I wanted to reinvent myself. And being front center stage and telecast around the world, like, it's hard to disappear and reinvent yourself. Because I hit a low. And I also just wanted to take a break. So I did. I took a little break. I didn't do any acting on camera or voice work. And I reinvented myself. Then I came back and I had to find my voice again. I had to find that. Who am I? What is it that I'm actually doing here? And stuff, and also to maybe there's some other characters, and maybe if
Sorry, guys. I was busy eating the apple and reading my Devon Lawrence 21st birthday book.
Another show that maybe I could audition for, and I hit a low. And I also just wanted to take a break. So I did. I took a little break. I didn't do any acting on camera or voice work. And I reinvented myself. Then I came back and I had to find my voice again. I had to find that. Who am I? What is it that I'm actually doing? And stuff, and also to maybe there's some other characters, and maybe if Fresh TV did another show that maybe I could audition for and use a different voice. Anyways, I took some time off and I went back at it a little bit slowly, and I started up my own studio, and I started teaching people how to voice act and how to find their voice and make their own cartoons. And
that's PopToon.
That they wanted to do, because all I ever
and
heard
that's Stack
like,
Plus.
Such an inspiration, so cool. I want to be a voice actor too. I want to animate. I want to do cartoons.
PopToon and Stack Plus together as preschool cartoon and streaming service.
I moved to a different
and
city
TV network too.
and started up my studio called the Infinity Force. And that's exactly what we do. We teach people how to be voice actors and get into animation and find an agent and be on cartoons and make their own and sing and act and do all that stuff. But right before that happened, I lost my mother. I lost my mom. And my world completely changed. Guys, I'm 48 years old. Although I play teenagers on cartoons and stuff like that, I'm almost 50. And I have a life. And that life changed. It was like going outside for a breath, a breath of fresh air, and just take it all in. And when I turned around, it was like the door, it wasn't like it was locked, it was like it was gone. And I became rudderless. And I really had to go find myself. And that's when I really started finding my voice and who I am, and started buckle down and teach people how to do voice acting. And then I lost my father. Yep, I lost my father. Now I don't have parents. Now I'm feeling a little bit weird. Life is an adjustment. I'm out there on my own. And while I'm trying to reinvent myself, my whole world changed. So that kind of helped me along. So now here we are, and we have this pandemic happen. Everybody's life changed. What happened to everybody during this pandemic? About not being able to see anybody, staying at home, don't know where your money's going to come from because you're not working. Well, that's what I did 2 or 3 years before the pandemic. But because of this pandemic, my business and this teaching people how to voice act and voice act from home and set up their own studio and everything, well, it blew up. And I started working again as an actor. I am on some very big cartoons that I'd love to tell you about right now, but I don't know if I can because I signed a non-disclosure agreement. But there's some pretty big ones, and I'm sure I'll be telling you about them later. And this was great. Right before the new year in 2020, it started to pick up and everything was looking good. And then a couple weeks ago, the blue thing happened. And boy, oh boy, did it ever rock some people. Yeah, I'd like to talk about that. And I'd also like you guys to know that I'm not mad, just really hurt. And I'm not the only one. I'm really hurt. And I want you to know as well that I'm speaking as myself, not from Fresh TV, I've had limited communication with them about all of this because we can't talk. There are lawyers involved. That's the way television works.
I'm using these two markers for PopToon, so I can able to write it down on a piece of paper like
the videos,
magenta and then light purple
calling me terrible names
as markers in color, okay?
We're gonna talk about that. Not cool, man. Not cool, guys.
The Rockin' Skeleton World Monster Troll Show and Pet and Gals might be aired as a series premiere on PopToon. This is gonna be exciting. That would be the new current programming as the original series, okay? And the release date, it's gonna be releasing, let me think about this. It's gonna be, releasing this upcoming summer from June and July 2026. So, Thursday, June 4th. And then, let me check on a calendar. Okay, Thursday, June 4th for the Rockin' Skeleton World Monster Troll Show. And then in July, on Thursday, July 2nd, it's Pet and Gals. 2 new shows known as the Rockin' Skeleton World Monster Troll Show and Pet Gals might be aired on PopToon this upcoming summer. As both preschool cartoons. Let me just do that in the upcoming programming.
But I'm not upset. I'm just really hurt. And all I want to do is clear the air.
That's the new era.
Move on. Because we've got 2 seasons to look forward to. The whole time, guys. The whole time. Do you not think that Tom and Jen, the creators that created this, weren't listening? They were listening the whole time, but it was not their decision. It was the network's decision. The network.
Ready on your cue, Patrick.
What if I was
What's happening? Why is it not showing up? Let me just go back to Kristen Potenza. I'm sorry, guys. Not the Patrick Star Show. Well, to be honest, I love the Patrick Star Show, but not right now, though.
Network runs everything. Cartoon Network is the network in the United States. Here in Canada, Teletoon. But now we have Cartoon Network. Canada. They're the ones that said there's not a market for this show anymore. They want something for a younger. And the death threats. And the death threats. We're going to talk about that. Not cool, man. Not cool, guys. But I'm not upset. I'm just really hurt. And all I want to do is clear the air so we can move on. Because we've got 2 seasons to look forward to. The whole time, guys. The whole time. Do you not think that Tom and Jen, the creators that created this, weren't listening? They were listening the whole time, but it was not their decision. It was the network's decision. The network runs everything. Cartoon Network is the network in the United States. Here in Canada, Teletoon. But now we have Cartoon Network Canada. They're the ones that said there's not a market for this show anymore. They want something for a younger generation viewership. So, because we would do this show all day, every day, until you guys don't want to watch it anymore. We love doing this show. We're so proud of the work that we're doing. From the creators, to the writers, to the animators, to the actors. There are hundreds of people that their lives are this show for real, because that's how they're making their livelihood. That's how they're paying for the roof over their head. That's how they're feeding their families and clothing their families, is by doing the work. And there are so many people involved. And a lot of lawyers. A lot of lawyers. The death threats, guys. I have family. I'm the oldest one in my family right now because my parents are gone. But I have younger people who saw all these death threats. And even people writing on their, they had these videos up and they were saying, no disrespect, Christian, no disrespect, but blah, 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 out of my response to what happened. I put up that video because I was scared at what had happened, because I thought it was just another fan art thing that shows up in my feed. And guys, there is so much fan art and everyone's doing something, and it's like an avalanche. It's just like so many videos and animations and fan videos and cartoons. Oh, I got a train coming by. And I wrote, nice job, thinking, hey, there you go. I thought it was a little fan thing, because it's not licensed. It is a ripoff of somebody else's property. And I was encouraging that because I thought they were making a cartoon and I didn't know they were making money off of it. So I did a response because I didn't want to get in trouble. And I sent out a response going, holy cow, I didn't know this happened. Sorry, guys, I got a train going by my studio, and it's going really slow. So I put out a video that day because I saw what was happening, and I couldn't believe it. And I saw the death threat to my friends, Tom McGillis and Jennifer Perch, the creators of this show. And I was just, all I said was stop. But then there are videos out there breaking down my video, making money off of this too, calling me a loser, calling me terrible names, and my friends, my family, the younger ones, who are already in a state because we've all been at home and our mental health is up and down. But then, like my daughter, is seeing death threats and the name calling and the stuff. And boy, oh boy, did I left the video up. I left it up because I was like, come on, let's just see what you really think. And I did. And I went through some of them, and it was hard. It was really, really hard to do. And another reason why I stepped up to the plate to give something out there and let you know how I felt, just to calm the waters a bit, was because the creator, one of the creators, Tom McGillis, you're sending death threats to a creator? That's what I was. No way, man. No way. That's why I did.
Sorry, guys.
The fact that I did that.
It's just my tube has a problem.
Because you guys were like, oh, Fresh TV told them to do it.
And I can't just eat this apple.
A lot of FUs. Just a lot of FUs. They just cut me up. And for a while there, guys, I almost put up another video that just says, I'm out. I'm out. 10 years. 10 plus years of work and celebration gone. Just didn't have it in me. I didn't have it in me. I didn't know what I was going to do. And I thought I was just going to say goodbye to you guys because it just hurt. And I had another depression. And I was like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to be treated that way by a bunch of people that don't really know what's going on. And it hurt me. And I've got all the names there. I've got all the names. Because when you start making death threats, right, even if it is on social media or a platform like this, other people get involved. I have had stalkers. When you are a public figure, you get stalkers. You get interesting pictures every now and then. And you also get a lot of haters. But I had never seen anything like this before. And when that happens, you get other people involved, right? Look what happened when a bunch of people tried to storm Capitol Hill. Look at what's happening to them now, right? That's the way it felt. It felt like a lot of negative energy just stormed it and just ransacked it and burned it to the ground. And I didn't know what to think. I really didn't know what to think. Then there was an announcement. Ta-da! 2 new seasons. And guess what? You guys knew before I did. How about that? How about that? I found out the same day and the way you guys did. I was not given a heads up, but they had been working on this for about more. Because that's how long it takes just to even set stuff up. Lawyers, network. Lots and lots of money and IT. And now there's a new network involved. HBO Max. What? So all this is happening and I didn't know. I found out the same time you guys did. And then the sun came out and dried up all the puddles. And I went and looked at all those comments and all that hate and all those FUs, Christian, and all these, you're pathetic, and this is, all this stuff. It went away and it didn't bother me. Because we got 2 new seasons. And every single one of you people that came at me and came at Fresh, well, that's on you now. Because the comments are still up there. Still up there. You got what you wanted, and then some. And yet, that's the way you treated us. How do you think we feel?
I'm Dr. Apple.
That's all I'm going to say on that, guys. That's all I'm going to say. Because I just want to be positive. It was a terrible feeling, and it shouldn't have been. But that's on you. And when I say you, I mean all the people that jumped on the bandwagon and had the torches, and the pitchforks, and the name calling, and the death threats. The death threats. I hope when some of you end up being 20 or 30 years old and have kids of your own or families or have somebody pass away that is very near and dear to you, to have somebody who is not with you come at you like this, I hope that you will have a modicum of understanding of what you did. That's all I got to say on that. Okay, guys? I'm leaving it. But I had to say my piece because a lot of you did. Nobody asked for it. But I'm here to answer some questions for you guys. I'm here to reconnect. I'm here to get the band back together. I'm here because I love my job. And I love being this guy. Being this guy's changed my life. I've been involved with Make-A-Wish Foundation 3 times. And 2 of those kids have passed away. There's some other people that this is all they got. This is all they got. And they're grateful. They're not hateful. They're grateful. So I'm going to stick with those. All you lovers, all you Total Drama hardcore fans, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. And we got some cool stuff lined up. But we're going to start by mending and healing. And please, I'm not going to mention it anymore, but if you can please take care of yourself, okay? Think before you type something. Hold on, guys, a little bit of a train going on here. What's that? Okay. Benoit, my lovely assistant, and my editor, my everything, my buttons is lowered my gain, so I'm going to bring this in a bit. So I'm going to leave it. I just had to say my piece because for the last 2 weeks, it's been terrible. And about the blue thing, yeah, I've talked to them too. I talked to the guy, and he feels terrible for what happened. And yeah, it was a big mistake. The fact that he was monetizing it, you can't do that. There are rules in place. It's the law. And it comes from network, not from Fresh TV. It comes from the network, not from Fresh TV. So if you're gonna death threat, then why don't you type your name in, give your death threat, and send it to Cartoon Network, because you sent it to the wrong place. If you're going to send hate mail, send it to the right place, and then maybe you'll get heard, or maybe you'll get a response. But any response that you're going to hear is through lawyers, right? Because we're told not, you can't interact like this. I can because I'm an actor and I'm talking to you guys. I can talk to you guys. But Tom, the creators, Jen, Tom and Jen, the creators, they can't. And they're my friends. When you guys hurt them, nobody hurts my friends. They didn't tell me to say that. I'm saying this. Okay? All right. Enough of the heavy. Enough with the freaking trauma. Can we get on with some questions? Because I'm done. And I feel a lot better. And I thank you. And, you know, go ahead. Hack me up for saying my piece. But at least I stand in my truth. And I let you guys know what I've been going through for the last couple of years. So if you're going to come at me, then come at me. I don't really care. I don't have time for that. But let's all stop the drama. All right. Because you know what, guys? Life's too short. Life's too short. And we got 2 new seasons coming out that I know nothing about at all. But let's talk. So now, we've got some questions. I know we were supposed to be on Reddit, guys, but we're not. So I don't know how it's working now. How are we going to run this, Benoit? All right. So if you guys want to send some questions to um, just in the chat, I'd love to start answering your questions because I said my piece, and I'm sorry if it came off heavy, but whoo! You thought you were upset? Wow. All right. First one. I'm going to be honest, guys. If we're talking about, the question was, who is it by? AFL? AFL Studio who? AFL Studio 300. Big up, big ups. What's going on? Are you a studio? That's amazing. Um, there weren't any that stick out in my mind about what were some of my favorite challenges from past seasons. Although the second season of Total Drama Action that took place on the movie lot, I kind of like those ones because I'm an actor and I could relate to them. But I don't. Oh, that one and Revenge of the Island. There were some on Revenge of the Island. I mean, once you put, lasers on sharks, like, well, that's right there. But I think it would have to be some of the challenges in Total Drama Action. No, it just came to me. Total Drama World Tour, because they were musical and they were fun. I think those are my favorite. I think those are my favorite in that episode. Sorry, in that season, Total Drama World Tour. Those were my favorite because they were clever, and I loved all the songs. And it was nice to see everybody just come to life. Even though I never got to sing, I was kind of bummed out about that. I think I had one that I did where I just sang talk like Chris McLean. And yeah, it was that first one in the plane. I don't remember. It's such a long time. 48. Yeah. So any challenge from World Tour would probably be my favorite because they were strong. All right, another question. Feathered Canine. Is that them? Feathered Canine. Do I go back and watch episodes for fun? You know what? I hadn't. I hadn't for the longest time. And then during the pandemic, Total Drama, the first two seasons were up on Netflix. And my business partner, Stephanie Yelovich, who's an opera singer, who you'll be meeting later on, because we've got some really cool stuff that we want to do with you guys. Like, I'm talking really cool stuff. She had never seen it before. I don't know why a 30-something-year-old opera singer that travels the world would be watching Total Drama. But I started watching it, and I watched the first season over again, and I was actually amazed at how good it was. I saw it from a different perspective. Years later, that would have been 13 years later, I'm watching it for the first time. And I noticed how much I got better. Because, you see, I didn't... I had a terrible audition for Total Drama when it came out. You guys want to hear a funny little story about how I got the part? Is that a thing? But to answer your question, Feather Canine, I started watching first season all over again, and but I was studying it to see my growth, and I actually got into the show as an audience member, not as an actor. And I watched it again. I didn't end up doing Total Drama Action, but I did the first season again, and right now I'm watching Total Drama Rama because I'm working on the show, and I think it's really funny because when we're doing it, there's some of the lines in there it's just so good, and I want to see how they're executed. But I'll just tell you, I didn't audition for him right away. Like I didn't go in for Chris. I went in for Jeff, Harold, and there was one other character that I went in for. Jeff, Harold, and somebody else. And I think it might have been Cody. I'm not sure. But I'm bombing terribly. I'm just like, I'm doing my thing. Because Harold, they said, kind of like in Napoleon Dynamite, they always give references to other current or character life, right? Just to give you a direction to go in. And at that time, my range wasn't that big. I did other things, but nothing that was like human voices. They were more like cartoony voices and stuff like that. But I auditioned for it, and it's not going well. And there's Tom McGillis is sitting there, and he's like, yeah, no, I'm still hearing Jude, and Jude from 16, right? And he was hearing it. He's like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, I know how it goes. I've bombed auditions before. And I didn't know. It was a huge cast. They were seeing everybody. And then he's like, Tom McGillis goes, hey, man. He didn't say, hey, man. That was me paraphrasing. He goes, can you read this? Just take some time. Just, go outside, take some time. I was like, no, it's okay. Let's just go now. And I said, what is it about? And Tom goes, well, it's kind of like, and there wasn't even a caricature. I had nothing to go off of. It was just a paragraph. And he said, why don't you, he's kind of like Jeff Probst from Survivor, right? He's the host of the show. But he's kind of like Ashton Kutcher from Punk. And back then, in 2007, Punk with Ashton Kutcher was a thing. It was a show. And so he's kind of like obnoxious, like Ashton Kutcher was, just a real frat boy and just like pranking, doing stuff. And the host like a stance of Jeff Probst. So I did something. I just went, okay, and I didn't think about it. That was the other thing. I didn't think about, guys, if you're ever auditioning for a role, don't think about that character. Think about other things. We'll get to that later. So I did it, and I did a pass, and somebody in the room said, did you want more? And he's like, yeah. Tom was like, doing something interesting here. And I didn't know what he was saying, what he was seeing, or what he was hearing. So I tried something. I went in a little harder. I just went in a little bit, and I put in the, because that's what Ashton Kutcher does in his thing. I put in the, and I don't know. It just all of a sudden went click. But here's the best part, guys. I can give you a little intel. So then we're recording Total Drama.
Never did Spirit Nature Rebel, but I always started.
We got to get going.
Which is on during last Monday, May 4th. Okay? During Teacher Appreciation Day.
And I was like, okay. So I'm doing the thing. So I was like, okay, contested. Here's the deal. Two teams are divided into
From the creator of the Now and Cody show, Ian Jane for Planet Breakfast Earth on Disney Junior. For Miss Wilson, known as a first grade teacher or a second grade teacher at Glen School District. It's because Spirit Nature Apple has already premiered on Nate Junior during last Monday, May 4th. By replacing Blues Cruising You and gets replaced by Bubba Guppies and the Buckspoons Toon Show as well. Okay? That's right, just create a cartoon title as a preschool cartoon, which is Spirit Nature Apple. Okay?
Just try to lighten the mood, trying to change things up. And then Deb Hoffman does this. Why don't you just smile? Just smile when you say stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. So I did. Last time on Total Drama. And then it changed. But here's the thing. It was still a little quiet. It didn't have enough punch. So then I did something that probably screwed me with the rest and why I have back problems. Because I had to yell a little bit, and I'm like this. I'm like, last time on Total Drama. So when you guys hear Chris McLean, he sounds like he's just going, okay, I'm talking like this. He sounds normal. Not the case, because they turn it down a little bit because I'm yelling the whole time to make this sound. And that was the birth of Chris, was on that day. And that wasn't even after my audition. There had been several episodes, like maybe 3, 4, 5 episodes, right? Couldn't find it. Found it. I went back and did them all over again once I found it. And that's my little Chris McLean story of how that came to be. That was I just went off there, so I hope you guys don't mind. I just so much to talk about. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Next question, Benoit. From Bella the Slug. Okay, guys, I've said it time and time again. Bella the Slug. What is my Who is my favorite character? Right off the top, I will say it again. Mr. Coconut is my favorite character of all, because Owen is my favorite character, who is played by Scott McCord. I love Owen. I think Scott McCord is probably the most talented voice actor I've ever met, like ever. The guy blows me away. Him and Corey Doran. Corey Doran played Mike, right? And those two guys are just, man, when I grow up, I hope to be a good voice actor like those two guys. Owen was my favorite character, but the way he fell in love with Mr. Coconut, because I always get parts on cartoons that are always a little different. They're on their own plane, kind of like Owen is. I just love the way he was played by Scott McCord. I love Owen. I think Scott McCord is probably the most talented voice actor I've ever met, like ever. The guy blows me away. Him and Corey Doran. Corey Doran played Mike, right? Those two guys are just, man, when I grow up, I hope to be a good voice actor like those two guys. Owen was my favorite character, but the way he fell in love with Mr. Coconut, because I always get parts on cartoons that are always a little different. They're on their own plane, kind of like Owen is, right? In Total Drama, he's on his own thing. He's just like that. So I just love the way he interacted with Mr. Coconut, and I was like, Mr. Coconut had a personality, but no one voiced him. And to me, I was like, he's probably one of the most talked about characters that never spoke on Total Drama, right? There's never been a character that didn't say anything. He did, and Mr. Coconut's the thing. Plus, when I was doing conventions, I used to like to make Mr. Coconut t-shirts because they were awesome. So Mr. Coconut for the win for me. And who was that by? Bella the Slug. Bella the Slug, Mr. Coconut, and Owen. And see, the thing is, I could put them together. If they had action figures, I would have Owen with a kung fu grip for Mr. Coconut. Duncan07. Okay, Duncan07. Who is my favorite winner? That's a good one. That's a good one. I actually don't know, because here's the truth of it, guys. There are multiple endings. There are multiple endings to these shows, or there was back in the day. There were multiple endings because certain other properties or countries, certain other countries, they had different endings depending on their demographics, right? Sorry, guys, we got another train. It's a busy day here in Hamilton. Train's got to get all that drama being shipped out. Hold on, just give me a sec here, guys. I find it hard to talk because it shakes the building. Yeah, because I was smart enough to open up a recording studio next to train tracks. Because I want to be famous. Okay, I think it's gone now. Where the engine's gone. How we sounded, Benoit. Okay, so could you repeat that question again? Oh yeah, who is my favorite winner? Right, like I was saying. So here's the deal. They have multiple endings, and I got to see them all, because I wasn't like the other cast members who would flip to the end to see if they were voted off right away, because hey, who likes being voted off, right? So I wouldn't flip to the end to see who won. I would read the script one page at a time and map it out in my head, because I had the most lines to do when I went in and recorded. Other people would show up and do their thing, whether they were there for 20 minutes or 2 hours. I was there for a long time, and I was last because I had to match other people's what they had done. So I had multiple endings. So ending, or one winner, sorry, because I had to play all three out. And in different countries, there were different winners. But I can tell you who was my least favorite winner, Alejandro. Was somebody going to ask that? Well, I'll beat you to it, but if somebody asked it, I'll give them a shout out. But yeah, that's my feeling on it, is the winner. But I'm a big Heather fan as well. I'm a total big Heather fan. Rachel Wilson is a friend of mine, a dear old friend of mine, and because of Rachel Wilson, I got an agent. I was doing a play back when I just was getting out of theater school. I think I was 24. I was 23 or 24 years old, and I had met this girl. Her name was Rachel Wilson, and I did a play with her. And then during the play, she invited her agent to come, and I ended up getting booked, and then my career just went boom, 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 boom. And I remember when Rachel got cast as Heather, her and I went out for sushi and tea to discuss the show and animation and stuff like that. And we had a nice chat, and it was nice to sort of pay back her for introducing me to her agent. So, did Heather win? Did Heather win one? I don't know. I think Heather won one. Can you guys let me know if Heather won one? because I think she's my favorite winner. I don't know. But there you go. That's my favorite winner. Well, and of course Owen, but Owen's my everything. I would love to see a buddy flick. I would love to see a spin. If there was ever to be a spin-off, I would love to see a spin-off that had Chris McLean, Owen, Chef Hatchet, and Mr. Coconut go on a road trip. That would be amazing. All right, what else do you
We got to have orange sugar gummies.
My biggest voice acting influence, straight up, guys, I was just talking about this today. I remember being 24 years old or 25 years old in my studio in Toronto, and I lived in a big warehouse, kind of like what I do now, in this big 20-foot ceiling studio warehouse thing. And I remember, because I thought I was really cool, because I had a big TV. You know those big old TVs? There was no such thing as flat screens. They were big TVs with a big back end. I had it mounted on this swivel arm, like the bars did, and it was right into concrete, and I thought I was cool. And I remember standing up. I was watching a cartoon called Home Movies. Check it out, guys, because Home Movies is the reason why I'm in cartoons. There was a character named Coach McGurk, voiced by H. John Benjamin. You guys know who that is? You sure as heck do. H. John Benjamin is the reason I wanted to get into cartoons. I remember watching Home Movies and listening to them voice acting, but I didn't even know it was voice acting at the time.
I like that voice.
I'd never
In
done
order
any
to get my high pitched voice back.
until I was 30, right? After my daughter was born, I just started 16. But I remember I've watched cartoons my whole life, just thinking it would be cool to do cartoons. But I never really even thought of how they were made. I didn't really care because I was all about being on camera. But then all of a sudden, I heard this guy talking. I was like, he's just talking. He's just talking. I love his voice. I love his voice. And I remember I stood up and I said, that's what I want to do. I want to do what that guy's doing. I want to talk like that in a cartoon. I think that's the coolest thing. And then I ended up fulfilling that prophecy, because then I've been on 3 major cartoons in my early start of my career, which was Jude Lazowski. Then I got, it was Trevor Troublemeyer from Sidekick, was my first gig. Hired by Todd Kaufman. That was his cartoon that he created, and Todd Kaufman and Mark Thornton were the directors and the head animators and the directors for Total Drama the first couple of seasons. And so there's Trevor Troublemeyer, Jude Lazowski, and Chris McLean. It's all the same voice. Because when I moved from California, I lived in California. I another one.
Sorry about that, guys. Sorry.
Then all of a sudden, I wasn't getting anything. I didn't know what voice acting was. But then I moved to California. I lived in SoCal for a bit. My peeps in Laguna Beach. What's up? Dana Point. So then I moved back and I was hanging around with all these surfers for a bit, and they would say things like, "Yeah, bro, when we're done this stuff, we're gonna go down to San Onofre and down to Wahoo Taco." And I'd be like, "Oh my God, just keep talking. I love the way you talk. I'm from Canada." And then when I came home, people were like, "Hey, what's with that sound?" And I was like, "What sound, dude?" And they were like, "That sound. What's that all about?" "I don't know, dude. I don't know what you're talking about," sort of thing. And I had changed my sound, and then I started booking those 3 jobs, or I booked those 3 jobs all like boom, 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 all within the same thing. And then my sound was set. And for everything else, even on I'm on a cartoon called Wish Fart with Devon Mack, who plays Chef Hatchet in Total Drama Rama. And I was on there, and that's another one where it's just my voice, right? And then I thought, I fulfilled my own. Sure. Oh, Cody. Can you repeat the question, Benoit? There are some major bloopers, all right. Now, see, here's the deal with 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 animation. We used to have this thing at the Christmas parties where we would play the Christmas blooper reel. And that's where at the end of the year, we would compile all the bloopers and the stuff. Because, you know, if we're acting and we're in there for 2 hours and we're sweating and our tongue is twisted and we're doing high impacts and, you know, there are some episodes, especially when I was sick, where I didn't say any
I like the
words,
sound of
like,
that
2 hours, I'm going,
as a voice actor and a voice actress.
and I'm just like yelling. So of course there's going to be bloopers when you're trying to make it perfect, and you've got to keep your voice up. Now a lot of the characters you hear, like, you know, Courtney, played by Emily Claire Barlow, that's not how she sounds in real life. But to hear somebody talking like an older woman, not older, my age, you know, talking in this higher voice that's not her own and just curse or cuss or flub a line, but instead of going la 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 sorry, I'm gonna start over. You go la 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 la. Oh no, I screwed up my line. F bomb, whatever. And to hear those in the voice, or the best is when we're in the booth and we've got all the actors around and you start doing imitations of each other. That's amazing. That is amazing. You can't this is why they bring in actors one at a time, because you put 2 actors with some microphones and some headphones, it's game over. Game over. But yes, I don't know. You know what though? I'm gonna ask Tom and Jen if there are any of those kicking around, and if we can share, because I wouldn't mind seeing some of those because they were a long time ago. But maybe moving forward, maybe what we'll do is keep some of the bloopers and share them with you. I'll put that in the suggestion box to Tom and Jen. Okay? That's a good question. Yeah, these are good questions. All right. Yes. Ryan Vasquez asked me, who would I voice if I wasn't voicing Chris? Well, I don't know, because it's like I couldn't picture anybody doing them but the people that are doing them. I hold the cast of Total Drama in such high regard. These are some really talented people that pull off some stellar stunts. I'm going to say Mr. Coconut. And, okay, I can't believe I'm going to admit this. Okay, I'm going to admit it. And I just, can't believe it. I already said it. Okay. So.
Now, this is the Spirit Nature Apple. 3 new main characters, known as Apple, Minnie the Kangaroo, and Daisy the Fairy Godmother Spirit, on the Turner Channel. And they live in a nature apple castle, filled with the guards who have weapons and everything,
and that's what I do is
including their unknown queen and an unknown king, and an unknown princess and an prince as well in the show. And there's a tons of people in a nature apple castle.
Cody,
Okay?
Cody. I just love his
Making more new cartoons is way harder than I thought. And it's only 10:34 p.m. I'm gonna be able to pack my stuff and then edit it. So thank you for watching this live streaming YouTube video, and see you guys next time. Bye!